The first song that I'm going to sing is based on the verse that we just read, Romans chapter 8, verse 35 to 39. And it's talking about the love of God. Hakuna jambo linaloweza kunitoa kwako Baba, nimeona mkono wako hapo nilipokosa tumaini, nilipokuwa mwanzo na ambapo nimefika leo, sio kwa nguvu zangu bali kwa neema yako. Nini kitanitenga nawe Yesu? Hakuna, njaa, upanga au niwe uchi, nini kitanitenga nawe Yesu? Hakuna, njaa, upanga au niwe uchi, sitakukana Bwana wangu. Japo maisha yamekuwa magumu, kwa nguvu zangu mimi sitaweza. Tembea nami Baba yangu, unishike nifike mwisho. Dunia kama bahari, mawimbi yatusonga, nimetambua wewe ni nahodha mkuu, sitahofu. Nini kitanitenga nawe Yesu? Hakuna, njaa, upanga au niwe uchi, sitakukana Bwana wangu. Nini kitanitenga nawe Yesu? Hakuna, njaa, upanga au niwe uchi, sitakukana Bwana wangu. Leo nina tumaini tosha kwa mambo yajayo. Dunia ijapokuwa yapendeza, mwisho itapita. Siweke tumaini lako kwa mambo yapitayo. Mungu mwanzilishi wa dunia, si kitambo atarejea. Nini kitanitenga nawe Yesu? Hakuna, njaa, upanga au niwe uchi, sitakukana Bwana wangu. Nini kitanitenga nawe Yesu? Hakuna, njaa, upanga au niwe uchi, sitakukana Bwana wangu. Mungu ni pendo, Baba yangu ni pendo, amenitoa mbali mimi, Baba Mungu ni pendo, tumaini tosha, kimbilio langu, Baba yangu ni pendo. Basically, what the song was saying is that there's nothing that can separate us from the love of God. No matter what we go through in life, we should be able to stand and we should be able to cling unto Jesus. Now, 3 years ago, if you guys can remember, I lost my mom. And me and my mom were very, very close. Like, everything that I did, from when I was young, when I was a youth, like, my mom was the first person to know whatever I did. So when my mom died, no, when she was sick, before she died, I prayed. I told God, please, I want to see my mom one more time in this life. Because it had been like 3 years since I saw her. So I told God, please, if you help my mom to feel better, so that I can have just one chance with her in this life. It did not happen. So when my mom died, I was so disappointed. And I was so disappointed with God. You know, sometimes I think we do not understand who God is. But I was so mad with God, and I was like, there's no need for me to pray, because even if I pray, you do whatever you want anyway. So I stopped praying. Yeah, I was coming to church. You guys could see me here every Sabbath, but I was really struggling. So I said to God, I'm not going to pray, because even if I pray, you do things the way you want. So there's no need for me to come to you. So for a long time, I was not very happy with God. I knew there's nothing God is losing. That's what I used to tell myself. I know you are God, there's nothing you need from me, but I don't care. You know, I just don't care whether you care about me or you don't, because it looks like you don't. So I did not understand God very well. And I think through the death of my mom, I started, after like a year or a year and a half, I started to really try to think to know who this God is, because I was not understanding him very well. And then I realized that, yeah, I was born in the church, I grew up in the church, I was an adventurer in the church, I was a pathfinder in the church. I remember I was a youth leader in my church. I was the choir, I've been the choir leader as long as I can remember. High school, I was the school choir leader. So anyway, it doesn't matter how long you have stayed in the church. You can miss that one point, or that one core point, or like that one thing that you need to know all about God. And when God lets things happen to us, I've heard today people have sent prayer requests. People are sick, people have cancer, some people have been in accidents. I know all of us have been through challenges. But everything that happens has a reason, and God knows better. It happened that my mom, when she was sick, she had some huge growth in the stomach. It wasn't cancerous, but it was really big. And when they did the surgery, they basically cut her stomach across, from here to here. That was a huge wound to heal. And one doctor told me that it is better that your mom is resting, because I don't know how these people could have taken care of the wound. It was bad, it was huge. And up to now, I don't know the reason why people die. I don't know why my mom is dead, but I know for sure that whatever that happened was for our own good. Because through the death of my mother, now I understand God. I know who God is. I thought I knew him. I grew up in the church where we used to be told, you have to do right, or if you don't do right, God is not going to be happy with you and you're going to hell. And I was scared. Okay, I knew that God helps me in everyday's life. I knew that he does things for my own good, but then I was scared of him. I was scared that if I don't do this, he's going to burn me. So if he's going to take me to hell because I did not do something right, I'm already scared of him. But then, recently, I just came to understand that God does not work that way. And that if we understand what the love of God is and who God is in our lives, then we are going to see God from a different perspective, from where I see him now. I know that God for sure will not take me to hell. The things that I do are the evil things that I do, if I don't repent and if I don't do the will of God, are the ones that are going to prevent me from seeing or from living with this awesome, loving God. So it's not that God is going to take me to hell, but the sins that I do are the ones that are going to prevent me from going to live with God eternally. So there's a lot of things that I'm still learning, and I believe this journey we learn every day as we walk by. But one thing I want to tell you is that God is love.
Amen.
And God loves us to the point that He will not take us to hell. He is not going to burn any of us. He loves us to the point that He's seeing all these things that are going on in the world, how we are suffering, but He doesn't want to come back because we haven't known Him fully. He doesn't want to come back because He wants us to accept Him and to know who He is for Him to come and get us. And until then, God is not going to come back. So it's up to you and me to try and figure out the love of God. He has given us the knowledge, He has given us the brain, He has given us the materials, He has given us people who have been given the insight. If we listen to them and if we read the Word of God, we are going to understand who God is. So my life, from that day that I started, I prayed about it. I told God, I know I need you. I know you love me and you need me as your child, and that's why you died for me, but I want you to show me who you truly are. And it's amazing. It's amazing the things that I'm discovering about God that I never knew for the longest that I've been in the church. And I pray that God may reveal to each one of us the same way He's revealing to me. So, this love that God has given us, we need to extend it to other people. We need to extend it to the people that are next to us. How do we do that? We may choose to spread this unconditional love of God by helping the people that are in need. We can visit the people that are sick. We can speak. We can preach. Okay, those people that are talented to preach, you can preach. We can go to congregations and talk to people about it, and they will understand. There's social media nowadays where you can say and speak about the love of God, and people will listen and they will know who He is. We can help the needy. We can visit the sick people in the hospital. You can send a card to someone that is sick, and they will want to know why you love them. And they will want to know what drives you to do things the way you do them. We can carry people's burdens by listening to them and praying with them. There's a lot of ways we can reach out and tell people about the love of Jesus. When I started singing, I was 4 years old, according to my dad. I was 4 years old. I used to follow my mom to the choir and sing in front of the church. When I grew a little older, I started singing with my sister. And then when I was in first grade, I wrote my first song. I did not record that song then. But in 2009, I did my first album. And mostly I sing my songs in Swahili because that is my English. So I recorded my first album in 2009. And since then, I've recorded 3 albums. When I started singing, I was doing it because I love singing. And I knew that God has created me, has given me a talent, I have to use it. If I don't use it, I'm going to hell, you know. So I started singing because God wants me to sing, not because I want to do it. I love singing, but I have to do it, otherwise this talent that I was given is going to be in vain, and then I don't have the answers to God when He comes back. Now that I understand the love of God, and now that I understand who God is, I have decided to do this in a different way. I'm still very young in my music ministry, but I've thought of extending the love that God has given to me to other people. So, I come from Kenya. In my country, there's a lot of things. It's a third world country, and most of the things that happen there, you guys may not understand. But we don't have a government that trains young people on how, when they grow old, what to expect when they're getting older, when they're in high school, in colleges. And so we have a lot of teens that are engaged in premarital sex and a lot of things. And these kids get pregnant. The education in my country, in high school, you have to pay for school fees. I know I'm supposed to be singing, but I have something that is running me that I have to say. So you have to pay, the parents paid for my tuition when I was in high school. So imagine, I didn't know anything about men or boys. I go to high school. If something happens, I become pregnant. My mom and dad are paying for my school fee, and if they are struggling to raise this money, and if they realize that I'm pregnant, guess what? I may not go ahead with school, and I may not even go home, because they might even kill me. So what I will do, what these people do, they look for quack doctors. They're not doctors, actually. I don't know who they are. And they do abortions. A lot of these kids die. A lot of them die. I remember when I was in high school, we had 2 girls that died because they were trying to carry an abortion. If you're not lucky to get a few dollars to do the abortion, then you carry your child to term, and when the child comes out, after 9 months, these kids throw away the babies. There's a lot of babies that are found in dumpsters. There's a lot of babies that are found in the forests. Some babies are found alive and some are found dead. Like you can see in the picture up there, that is one of the baby that was found in a forest somewhere. Okay, that's another baby that people found abandoned somewhere. There's a lot of babies that are found either dead or alive. That picture is a little small, but that was a baby that was found in a pit latrine. The mother gave birth to that child. She doesn't have anywhere to take the baby. She doesn't know what to do with the baby. Maybe it was a tin, and he threw the baby in the pit latrine. So when someone went to use the bathroom, they had the baby crying. They had to dig out and get the baby out. The baby survived. Okay. When we go to Kenya, me and my husband and my family, we see a lot of these cases, and we see a lot of babies and kids that are suffering. And we try our best to do what we can with the little that we have. So, the love of God, that He has loved me, I don't deserve to be loved. And He has given me good health. He has given me good mentor, I can think. I am asking you to pray for me and my family because my husband is in. That's me. That's me in the picture, washing a little boy that we found. The parents were not able. He was very sick when we found him, and we had to give him a bath and take him to the hospital. Fortunately, he was healed. He's okay. So I want to extend this love of God to help those little children that are suffering. I don't have anything. That's why I'm asking for your prayers. Financially, I'm down. But I know that there's a God in heaven that will help me do this with your prayers. So all I'm asking is that you pray for me. Or if there's anyone that knows a way that I can be able to find a way out. Maybe if you have information on what I can do, maybe find someone who can, like a sponsor or something, just help me to do that. I have a few friends who have, I've talked to, and they have said they have committed, to give me, $30 a month. $30 in my country is a lot of money, actually. That you can buy food for a child for 2 weeks, or for even a whole month. You can feed a child for a whole month. So what I'm planning to put in place, if everything goes well, is a place like a box, where instead of someone taking that baby and throwing it in the river, they can bring that baby and put that baby in that, I don't know how I can call it, whereby that child will be safe and people will take care of them, because there's a lot of babies that are being thrown, and a lot of them are found dead. And I sit down and I feel like I need to do something about this. So I need your prayers, and I know God is going to use me in a very good way. It's not me, but God is going to do it the way He knows He will do it. At this time, I'll call the girls to come so that we can sing. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear, the hour I first believed. The next song that I'm going to sing talks about telling us to love God and not to give up. Like the disciples when they were fishing and they fished the whole night and they never caught any fish and they were about to give up, but God showed up. And this song, I wrote it last year because there's something that I've been trying to do in my life and I've not been able to accomplish it. And it's like an encouragement that I should not give up. And I want you guys to share the same message that we should not give up. God will show up, and at His own timing is the best. All my life long, I have panted for a drink from some cool spring that I hope will quench the burning of the thirst I felt with. would encourage each one of us to spread this love that has been given to us. You know, sometimes when you are sick, you are contagious, and any person that you come across, you infect them, right? Let us go out and infect others with the love of God. Let us go out and spread this love that has been given to us who do not deserve it. And as much as we do it, many people will come to God and we will go home and get out of this place that we are suffering a lot.